to blue. All right, everyone. Welcome back. So we're just going straight into it. I wish that this depth effects I could mask the distance as well. That would be cool. Maybe that's what this is. I don't want to mess with that. Okay. Sorting issues can be such a pain to solve. Okay, back to texturing. Looking at the clothing. I think what I added last was something that should influence the mask of the matte caps. So let me look at it. Bam. Darken it. Might be kind of fun to add like a little bit of a pattern to it. So take a template here. Call this crystal mask. And we'll just add this. Really dark. Do the right one. Let's see. There we go. We're still in the gems folder. That's good. This should work. Oh no, it's only going to create the mask inside the shadow. So we do have to put this above. Okay. Then we can add a fill. And in the fill, we'll do a, let's say, planar projection, tiling, turn up. Something like that. Kind of interesting. So shrink it down. Switch this back to contrast. Let's try that. Save. And then maybe a curvature map would be the other final step. Oh, looks like chat broke. I'm back. Oh man, I have thought so much about AI in these last few weeks, and train ain't slowing down. I sadly exist. PP. Hello, sadly exist. Welcome. I made a Roblox layered Beerus clothing. Oh, very cool. What does Roblox layered mean? Does that mean it was made for like they're like square bodies? Also, the internet's really bad right now. But hello, everyone. Welcome. Happy Monday. We're working on some crystals. No, lol. I would have expected this to look a little different. Let's turn up that contrast more. How long have I made 3D art for? I have worked in kind of this space. I was doing like video game stuff for the last 10 years, but I really only started learning 3D about 5 years ago. As a hobby, like 10 years ago, but really I only started taking it seriously about 4 years ago. And I've been doing this kind of work for about 3 years full time. And I make VR chat avatars. Layered clothes are clothes that are 3D, and these clothes adapt to the shape of the body in Roblox. It's totally the opposite. XD. I sent it in the general chat. Sam Dyer, server chat. Let's take a look. Take a little look-see. Hey, that's awesome. That's really cool. So you're saying that the sizing of the clothes automatically changes to fit a character? That's cool. It's interesting. So that's I seem really cool. Thank you. What you do is amazing. You are too kind. You're too kind. Welcome, sadly. Um, yes, interesting. Huh. That's pretty cool. So a smart system. I wonder if that could be adapted to VR chat. What's up, Chip? Hello, welcome. Hello, hello. Interesting. This should be updating the look of the clothes here. Do I have the right mask? Mask B. Huh. Let me just refresh these really quick. Where is this exporting? Avatar new SDK. That's all correct. Hello, Zoom. Welcome. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. User 0. User 1. I thought that this mask was Madcap 1. Yeah, mask A and mask B. And I can see it as things. Thank you, Pablo. Hope I can get to your level one day. You definitely can. Definitely can. Just persistence. If you want it, it's yours. Though I'm still struggling to figure this one out. I'm not sure what's going on. I should see some of the shapes I've been making. Like this mask, it's just not working. Oh. Gotcha. I'm looking at the wrong set of freaking gems. They look too similar. Okay, then we want to turn repeat. And 3D projection settings. Depth calling. There we go. There we go. What are you doing? Hello, Carolina Ubis. Welcome. We are working on this avatar here. So this is a VR chat avatar that I've been creating for a client of mine. It's like a genie kind of character. And so it's still a work in progress, but we're figuring out some stuff for these little gems right here. Little gemarinos. Still feel like they're not getting masked that much, but should at least be multiply, linear dodge, subtract. Or no, I'd have to set the layer on user 1, 2. Pretty sure, yeah, there we go. There we go. Hello, Carolina. Sorry, I'm making a VR chat avatar, and yeah, we're painting the character right now using a lot of different techniques. But greetings. I'm in Texas. Sorry, I had my sound off. Hopefully I didn't miss any notifications there. Welcome. Loading, loading. Man, it takes a while to load. I can also make a custom UV map for crystals. Yeah, that gives it some nice variation. I wonder if we can go to the clothing or the mat cap. Why don't we give it a little bit of a mission? No, that's too much. Be fun to turn on later, though. Ooh. But maybe that's why. Mission. Add. There we go. Okay, that looks a little bit more magical. Thanks for reply. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, we can add the template now. And I want to give him a little bit more of a crystalline structure. It should be shinier. Should be shinier. What's making it not shiny? Wait, what? Oh, too many layers. I should really separate these by object, I think. Be a lot easier to navigate. Fucking pants. Pants. There we go. And this isn't at all what I thought it looked like. Ooh, all right, that's so much better. Jeez. Oh, I need to stop saving. It takes too long. Oh, satisfying. It's not that much different at all. Funny. I wonder if that's because that the mat cap is just too strong. Ooh, screen works really nice. Yeah. Yes. This really reminds me of like around the 2000s. There was a bunch of toys with like this shiny plastic that looked like this. Kind of soft and squishy. Intensity. Awesome. Yeah, double-sided feels best. Also have this border option to kind of push it in further. Looks pretty cool, actually. glisteny. Like that. Okay, back to here. Let's use our new layer in the gems. We'll call this cracks. And we're going to add another fill. Do something like this. I guess try planar again, or maybe even a spherical projection might work quite nice. Shrink it down. Oh yeah, that's kind of cool actually. Then tile it 4 times, just twice. Invert, contrast. Something kind of like that. Maybe a little bit more cracked. Then I can go here. Yeah, a little bit of roughness. Detail. Oops. Maybe I should project a normal map instead. Whoa. Wow. Let's turn off the base color. Oh, that's much better. Okay. It's a little bit bigger. That's good. Cool. Yeah, one more time. Perhaps a different pattern. Oh, false. I thought I duplicated it. It's unfortunate we can't use PBR textures for UGCs. Is that Roblox as well? Yeah, they're pretty strict about that kind of thing because I think it can kind of quickly add up and bite them in the butt. VR chat's kind of facing that problem a little bit right now, where oops, I'm not adding these to the everything else. Balls. So I need to duplicate this. Move it up and PBR textures only work with layered clothing. Strange. Use PBR textures for their UGC. Crop to shape. To shape. And crop to shape. All right. Move this one up here. Let's call this one arm. And arm. This one will be cat. I don't have a. Okay, fine. Fine. I'm just telling you, VR chat, less limits there. Then Resonite has even less limits. Cool, that looks dope. Loading. Oh. There we go. do I also include my user one? I kind of feel like making it look flecked will look nice. Ah, God damn, saving takes so long. Right. Now we export. Wait again. All right. Well, I feel like still not that as different as I would have expected. Yeah, actually, should be seeing things like that. Perhaps I have to make sure that this is linear dodge. There we go. All right, cool. That looks a lot more interesting. Now I realize we can also use a very fun effect. Down in the special effects, we have iridescence somewhere. Proximity color, blah blah blah. Looking right at it. Eternal parallax, Veroni. Huh. Find. I think it's gone. Maybe it's only Poyomi Pro. No, I must be missing it. Where is it? Oh, that's cool. Back face masking. That's really useful. I didn't know that. Huh. That's cool. Okay, so you can mask a lot of things together. Interesting. Interesting. Hmm. That's actually pretty interesting to consider. So this is where the global masks are. Where's the iridescence? Let me see. Glitter, sparkle. That's not it. Maybe they just replaced it in favor of matte cap. Yomi. Should be right next to depth effects. I don't see it. Your distance will merge with matte cap. Gotcha. UV mode gradient. Ah. Uh-huh. Perfect. I called that. Huh. Fun. So I can say gradient here. Okay, I see. So there's two colors. There we go. And then this should just be everywhere. Place. Hold. Kind of like the all black look though. Kind of sick. Not what we're going for though. Have the gradient. Have the intensity. Oh, but the blending's still broken. Hmm. That seems ill thought out. Panning. What's that do? Interesting. Uh, that's kind of cool. Fun. Well, it definitely makes them feel like they're magic. Magic! Witch! Witch! I should be able to smooth it too. Oh, tasty. Tasty looking. And I could do a custom normal map. I'm pretty intrigued by that, especially seeing this now. Still don't know why I can't use this at all. Stuff. The oh, it had a little lock on it. Oh, that's the lock in children. that means. Kick love. Hope your stream goes to the main stay here. Show support. If you want to support back, my main account is Garage Rob. Shout out. Host you occasionally as well. Hope to see you around. Sounds good. And I can do a hue shift. Oh, that's so sick. I'm so happy with that. That's awesome. Okay, but then I should be able to... It's on UV1. Shouldn't it have some depth then? Should be able to change. Oh, I don't have any for this, of course. Okay, so then we can also do parallax height mapping applied to UV1. And then we just need a cool height map. Like this. Sure. You can push that strength. Let's also tile it a bunch. 10 times. Applies to UV1. Should see. Maybe I do need to put this back on this one. Oh, darn. I don't think it's quite working. That would have been sick, though. That would have been sick. Maybe, let's just say, I don't see any change happening. Darn. Okay. Reset that. Let's go to this one then. Internal parallax. We'll use some sort of map. We're layering a lot of stuff together at this point. Yeah. Fun. Dude, that's sick. What the fuck? That's awesome. uh it's so that's I mean I love this stuff. That's so cool. Um I like the feeling like it has way more space inside of it. Interesting. This practice pretty cool. Oh yeah. That looks really interesting. Overlay's not bad. I think I big thin of the subtract in there. That looks pretty interesting. Mixed is also quite good. And then we can also change the color of these veins and stuff. I took this one and we made it blue. It's kind of a purple. Right in there. And then for the matte cap, I feel like I can do stuff like this. Pretty fascinating to be able to make these kinds of effects. This feels a little too dark, I guess. I don't know. Not quite a. I don't know. Overall, looks pretty interesting. I feel like we got a good look to them. I don't want to do one more, but I will pass because I think that's more than enough. That was a lot of work on just these crystals. Just these crystals. And I'm so tempted to keep playing around with them, but got to focus on other things. All right, let's go back to Painter. And we're going to look at some of the other cloth materials. I'd like to do something kind of like this, but on this sash as well. This is that layer there. Make a flat pattern for the waist. Hello, Nammers. Welcome. How you doing? Start off with some simple. Sure, just stripes. There we go. What's on the docket for today, Nammers? What are you up to? I like that. Something a little bit more patterny. Houndstooth. Like that out of all of them, but I do feel that I'd rather just stick with the stripes. All right. Then for our other objects, I know that the hat, I would love like some silky glossy pattern on the bottom. I think that'd look cool. So at bottom, go in here, and we'll add in flat. We'll call this the bump. Add a pattern. I guess just clouds. You can blur it afterwards. A little wrinkled, I guess. Do I want it to be wrinkled? No, I don't. I don't think I do. Get rid of that. Got another one. Yeah. Plate of projection. Right here. Cockeyed. Anything else that would work nicely? I don't really see anything that's exciting. I need to get some other patterns. Really. I feel like I had more in the past. I wonder if good old Adobe got rid of some of the default ones. All right, something like that looks nice. Base color. Yeah. Interesting. Alex, such an interesting one. Hello, a frosty one. Welcome. Hello, hello. Welcome back. Dude's going for the world record scam train right now on Twitch. Who? Pirate software. Interesting. In what way? Like, Is he ripping people off or? Pretty cool dude, but I think subs are BS. Just depends on how you want to support the person, I guess. No, he's all good. Just think how much Twitch takes from creators. Fair. Yeah, that I can get behind. Oh, hello, Frofador. Welcome. Welcome. We're working on a character right now. Client commission. So here's some clothing we're painting. And then a hat. Oh, I love Pirate Software. Pirate Software. It's a great streamer and IRL hacker. But I've got this guy right here. So this is Zoom's OC, Lorian. And we're working on it. We're getting him all situated. Like a tiefling imp. It's definitely in that vein. I think Zoom's got this a backstory for like kind of how the character came together. Is that texture projection in Substance? Correct. I was using a just a planar projection. I feel like I want something that kind of looks a little more circular, I guess. Kind of points towards them. Didn't know you could do that. It's awesome. It's definitely one of the main reasons I prefer Substance, because you can do all these different layerings of projections. Very, very nice. Why do you never dress as a banana for us, Sam Detter? When he's dressed as a banana. You know, I got to put that on my goals, life goals. Become banana. In one of my Spanish classes, I was a raisin for a little bit. It was fun. Good times. And I do want a soft, darker gradient in the middle. About to be a world record holder banana. Banyanyan. 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 Okay, so let's take this right here. We'll call this shadow. There. And I'm going to copy this planar projection, which we made right here. Yeah, there's quite a few different types of projections you have. And there's also a really fun tool that they added. If you're in a paint mode, you can actually you create a 3D line now in here, and then run a different pattern on it. So right now you can't see anything because it's the same color, I think. Anyway, but it's right there, projected onto the surface. Should be able to change the color. Anyway, it does work, but I don't know why it's working right now. I have to investigate my mask to show it properly. But for now, I'm going to get my shadow set up. And we're going to paste that fill layer. Swap it for the shape. It is a more recent one. I don't know off the top of my head which version it was in. Let's go a little darker. Right around there. A little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. And I think I will put it below everything. Or I do want it to contribute to the roughness. just in a subtle way. Go to roughness here. So it's making things a little bit glossier towards the middle. I want it the other way. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. So I think with all of that, yeah, that's about it for right now. Save. I tried to click on your advertisement for Imp. Oh, on the on the stream. It's in my Gumroad down below. That's funny though. I mean, ideally it would work that way. Scammed myself. Yeah. So that little shadow makes such a difference. Okay. I feel like that looks pretty charming. I think we want one more layer of like a little bit of glossiness on the bottom. So I'm going to add, what was this? This is the hat lines. And beneath this, we'll add a texture. Add another pattern. Then I'll search fabric for it. Something like this. All right, this is way more patterns. What the fuck? Oh, and that looks way better. Funny. Back from Blender. Well, welcome back. Welcome, welcome. Oh, right. I remember how I put it together now. This will work, actually. I kind of like the mismatch. Hello. Hello, Keysign. Welcome. Welcome back. We're continuing our work on the avatar here. Just adding some very simple motifs to everything. You can make them glossy as well. I kind of feel like going the other way is the right call. You have a strong PC. One level away subtrain is at level 68, lol. Almost there. Almost there. He needs 60%. You have a strong PC. It's an alright PC. It gets the job done. It gets the job done. I feel like I would want a little bit more out of it, but maybe just because I use it all day. I struggle with it for some things. He owns the record. I'm a god at 69. You are streaming and texturing. True, true. But I want more. I'm not content. I'm not content. Really what I need to do is separate it. If I get a new computer, I'll turn one of them and my old one into the streaming one as a Banana Man. And I got a free sub finally. Hey, let's go. Projection, crop to shape. There we go. All right. And then for the breastplate here, everything's looking pretty good. I want to make the edge a little bit darker on the breastplate. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, I guess it is a little darker. Doesn't really feel like it though. I think it's because it's so saturated. Bam. Hmm. Why is it? Oh, I see. Okay. So saturation gone. Value darker. Bam. I don't think I like how this looks. I want to try a bevel instead. Is SP linked to Blender? No. Basically, Substance Painter just exports a series of images into these folders here. And then I make my materials out of those images. If I wanted to link them to Blender, I would just search for these images here and then import them. So that way they'd still be linked. And if I update them here, both Blender and Unity are looking at the spot where I'm updating my Substance files. But there's no add-on or anything. Just kind of put it into one format and then pull it into the other places as needed. You donated 100 tier 3 subs. I thought I was just a tier 1. I'm assuming in the other stream for your hacker man. It's still climbing. Do the ambient occlusion. Just the ambient occlusion? Hello, Kaiser. Welcome. There we go. All right, I could do this. And that's okay. Don't really like the big line in the middle. So we have to paint that out. What? How's your day going, Kaiser? What are you up to? Much nicer. Much nicer. Then what's going on with this little edge right here? All right. That seems to be in the right spot. And then the leather. There we go. Okay. So now we closed up those gaps. Okay. Clean. Clean machine. Lastly, for the gold here on the chest, I would like to have these gold segments have a little shadow of their own, kind of on the edge and on the bottom especially. Best way to do that would be a bevel targeting those spots. So we'll go ahead and I guess add it to the gold layer. We'll say breastplate gold shadow. All right. First things first, add a paint layer. And then a bevel. Set this to just subtract like that. Cool. My tacos are almost here. Sustenance. Sustenance. I'm going to switch this to a mask perspective. Trying a new Mexican place, but don't have much faith. Man, I went to a Thai place 2 nights ago. I think it was 2 nights ago, yeah. And it was delicious. The food was amazing. But the place was like, man, it just made me think, is like, do people even go to restaurants anymore? It just looked like 99% of their business was people doing DoorDash. It's interesting. Just seems to be the way it is now. Why? Why what? So much DoorDash these days? Yeah, I was like, the last few times I've been to a restaurant, it just felt like the restaurant part of the was an afterthought of the everything else. I think that I have the right spice here or something. Don't know what Mexican cuisine is. Was way too expensive for me though. DoorDash, yeah, I'm guilty of it. Every now and then I try to avoid wasting my money, but food is pretty consistently the one thing I spend more than I should on. You know what? I should be able to extract this as a mask and then bevel it. I'm going to take this out, put this over here. Hide it. Go to gold. We already have a gold mask. I'm going to fill instead. Here. Do the gold mask. Cool. Cool. Pre-Futurama. G2G, get my tacos. Gotta get my tacos. My tacos. Got myself substance. But yeah, what you make is still a bit hard for me to catch, lol. Fair. Fair. It does take time. It does take time. But doable, definitely. I guess I could combine this one with another shadow to get the edge of the breastplate. Yeah, that'll work. Imagine Blender working for DoorDash. Well, like having on-call 3D artists. Bender the robot from Futurama. Gotcha. I need to close up this gap here. Paint that in. You know, it still looks fine. Still looks fine. Okay, good. Then I'm gonna go to the breastplate. And we'll say breastplate grunge. I'm gonna do some very light grunging. Cool. That looks pretty nice. I think we can still find a light. It's much softer. Oh yeah, that looks kind of maybe. Ah, I see. I need to invert it. Yeah, there. And then move the height the other way. This man is a pro. Sometimes. I realized that you can use a paint layer so you can purposefully smudge texture. Bye bye. Enjoy your day, Pablo. Thanks for coming by. Hope you have a great week. Now, with the pass through, very softly blend certain things together. So we just get a little bit of noise. I don't need it to be crazy. It doesn't need to be crazy, just a little bit. Okay. And we'll do one more layer or do another grunge. Something like this. And just roughness this time. Mexican place that is IMO. Good. Hey, that's good to hear. There we go. Something that's just enough texture to make it feel real, but also not enough to make it feel crunchy. Light balance. I just thought of a way to do some interesting effects. For our where's that shadow that I made on the gold? It's not that. This one. Made a shadow. But if I did a bevel, let's call this bevel. But I could do a bevel where I make just this soft edge, right? So if I look at a mask, we get this. If I smooth that, that's fine. Like that. Adjust the distance. And then I should actually be able to add a gradient like this. And now that's interesting because if I turn these up and we could do like white, keep that one black. This one will be white. This one will be black. This one will be white. Right, these are all piled up, but look, I can make these edges. Interesting. That's a cool way to add something that feels procedural. Cool. Huh. I like that. That's an interesting way to do it. Okay. More detail. More visual interest. So just like the breastplate, we have these little micro details. We're going to add some micro details to our jacket as well. You can also add micro details with masks and then the Poyomi shader, which we might do as well. There's some other ways too. Leather micro. Add a fill. I'm going to do a fractal. Just get like just a little bump. Right, you know, you don't need a lot. You just need enough to sell it. Good shit. Now this collar, that's a challenge. We definitely want to use a bevel to get a shadow around the edges of it. So go to the collar. We'll add an anchor point. And above it, drop in our anchor shadow template. Say that 10 times fast. We actually need to make a third version of this. And we grab the collar just made. Go to mask. Instead of bevel, let's try the mask outline. This might be more effective. Looks pretty good to me, actually. Not terribly different, but nice. Is that a levels? I need to add some wrinkles here. For now it looks good, but all right, looks pretty good. Let's move on to some other stuff. For the cloth, we'll add a base fabric. This one I will just search. I actually have been really enjoying using a pattern for it, so yeah, we'll take a template flat, drop it there, add a fill. In the fill, we'll use a pattern, fabric pattern. Oh, Okay, interesting. So with roughness, I can make a pattern appear only in the highlight, which is cool. And with metallic, I can make something appear only or mostly in the shadow. How to put a pattern somewhere without it being there. Fascinating. Just get really subtle textures. Oh, I love that. Okay. Huh. So that must be what Overwatch is doing then. Stuff like that. Just get these really kind of nice flexions in there. Just PBR texturing. Fun. That makes it look really sumptuous. Sumptuous, as one may say. Nice. Damn, I feel like that adds so much. Texturing, I think at the end of the day, I think texturing is a spot that you can kind of push the most at the end. It's like at the beginning, you want to push your sculpture. Everything else is just getting good at technical process. And then with texturing, you can also have another chance to really push and make bring out the quality in your character. But UV mapping and rigging and other things, those are really technical spots. So I think it's best to just treat them as technical things and save your artistic energy for other things, for sculpting and for texturing. Damn, doesn't that look good? Switch the lighting again. Super satisfying. It is weird that you can see his eyeballs. I'll have to work on making a mask for that. So you can see his eyeballs floating in his head. All right. This makes me laugh. All right. Sorry, we got more to do. It's taking our time. Really like to make these textures just feel super good. Amaze balls. So for these here, do I really need to do anything to adjust them? Let's look at the reference image. No, not really. That is just kind of what they look like. It'd be nice to have some material difference though. How easy are they to work with on the UV side? Pretty easy actually. Okay, let's target them and we'll do some interesting things with them. So I'll take a template and we'll call this Holdren Band. I'm just going to add a fill. No repeat. Add to linear dodge, duplicate. A rotato. That's the technical term for rotation, rotato. Just so you know. Oh yeah, that looks good. That looks good. And I think that we will add a color. Just be this color, but a little bit lighter. A little bit more saturated. A little yellower too. Ooh, not that yellow. It's lagging a lot. Cool. Noise. Oh, the leather is affecting here too. All right, so leather, paint, get off the hat. Huh. Is that still not the leather though? What is that? Breastplate. Gotcha. Can't see what I'm selecting. Is my cursor? There we go. All right, that looks way better. Way better. Okay, so now for the hat top, we'll add some stuff there too. Bam. Fill, we'll do another pattern, maybe something like this. That's too much. Interesting. Oh, that looks pretty cool actually. I'm gonna invert it. No, I don't know, something like that. All right. Save. These have the cloth texture now, which looks pretty dope. Closing in. We're closing in on the stuff. I might be overdoing it with this technique. Let's decrease this, maybe just like half the subtleness. And we can do that by pattern. Actually, just go to the roughness, turn it down by 50. Go to the metallic, turn it down by 50. So it's there, but it is even more subtle, which I think is okay because everything's seems to be a little bit more pronounced in Unity. Yeah, that looks nicer. All right. Well, that looks fucking cool. What the fuck? Interesting. What? What the fuck? Oh, cool. All right, so for the body, I want to experiment with that visibility mask because I don't want to be able to see the eyeballs or probably most things through the face. So we'll need one more user channel, or we'll need a user channel. And black is usually not letting things through. So we'll go to base color. Or no, not base color. User 0. And I guess right on top of this, we'll create the thickness or depth effects mask. All right. And all it is this. Set to black. Then we can add a fill. Fill will be our Lorien thickness. Okay, not what I want. Instead, we'll add a gradient. Bam, bam, bam. All right. And I'm going to switch this up. I'm going to make this dark and this one white, so that we got it figured out. Cool. Then I'll add another for the ear. Will be the tail. I guess let me think about that. It's really just the rest of the body at that point. Almost exactly like this. It should pretty much just be this. Then we'll add a paint. So for the body, depth effects, you get our mask. Great. That looks a lot better. Of course, it likes to do that, doesn't it? That's because I need to rebuild our mask here. I kind of like the all black look though. It's a little interesting. Sorry, thinking right now. Thinking of next steps. Things looking pretty good though. I think I want to use an ambient occlusion mask on the body. But I also realized that for the body, I was looking for the iridescence earlier, but we don't actually have to worry about that because it's now its own thing, this gradient. Whoa, cool. Ghost version. So we can use a gradient and we can use our own matte cap texture like this. But in reality, I'd like to just make my own, right? So we'll do like a dark blue. To a opacity, our alpha low here. Yeah. Even darker blue. Just keep in mind, it will only be on the skin eventually, but interesting. Okay. That's actually looking super close, I would say. I feel like that's pretty on point. Still need to create the mask so it's not affecting our eyelashes and stuff like that, but close. All right, I'm gonna run to the restroom. I'll be back in a moment, y'all. BRB. I'm back. Brian Russell. What should my new website be called? Something like Avatar Repo Repository, or I don't know, something like that. I'm not sure. Cool guys. The website. I'm cool. I'm a cool guy. Oh, me neither. All right, that looks good. 3:42. We got another hour. I feel like I'm kind of slowing down on the texturing, so we're going to switch over to starting the rigging because that's something I can get a foothold on while kind of spacing out. We'll save this. We'll call this save copy 21 pre-rigging. Save. Okay, there's one thing I do need to figure out, which are the normals for our mouth here. Because I would like to make this look seamless. Perfectly smooth mouth. There's a few ways to do that. First, I have this normal correct one, but that's really not gonna work. Copy these coordinates here. Then the body. Get ChatGPT come up with names. 3441130088334. So I think that this would mean that the normals on the mouth would be perfectly smoothed out as long as this normal map is also zeroed out. It would mean that this would be a perfectly smooth surface. Pretty sure. The only real other option I can think of is actually fusing the mouth closed and making another mesh for the mouth. I would prefer not to do that though. The inside of these should be darker. And we definitely need something cooler on the gauntlets. Which actually, mirror them. Make sure we have them on both. They definitely look a little nicer once they have the crystals on them. It would be good to have a shadow where the crystals are actually touching, though. How to do that? Okay. Yeah, I see how to do that. We do one ambient occlusion, normals bake with everything together. Yeah. Hey, he looks really good though. I'm super pleased. Sorry to keep saying that. I just that's my favorite. That's I always feel that way every time I'm finishing Avatar. Like you're getting to the other side of like, does it actually look good? You're like, oh, okay, it does. Thank goodness. That feeling, that hesitation never really goes away. Actually looks good out. Well, thank you, Brian. Thank you. Actually, the character also does have a few glowy elements, like on the tips of the fingers, ears, and feet. There is a blue glow that I'm missing. 90% better than a lot of people. Other people, Sam. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. One day I'll be on the top of this dog pile. Yeah, let's do the blue glow. There. Oh, excuse me. Oh, perfect. This shows off exactly why I freaking do my UV maps the way I do them. So if I do this, and I've got my little fingies down there, all laid out real nice. Just slap this blue glow on them like it's no problem. Look how easy that was. Boom. Boom. Satisfying. Bam. Then we'll add a blue, which should have a little bit of emissive. Always bake my emissive as white though. No, in this case I will do blue as well. That way it'll change color. Oh snap! Yo, what the fuck? What the fuck? That's a little bit stronger than everything else before it. So we're gonna add a generator below, or I guess on top, with ambient occlusion set to multiply. Then lastly, this one is the fingertips. Fingertips. ChatGPT told me Avatarverse, Model Mania VR, Avatar Nexus, Digital Identity Depot. You may just want to Google those to make sure they don't actually exist already. But I like Avatarverse. I feel like Avatarverse and Avatar Nexus make it quite clear what you're making. And that's probably the most important thing in a world where people are just going to see headlines at first, or stuff like that, or see you in a search or something. Yes, I like it. Well, good. Good. Oh, I still need to make the fire. Interesting. Still need to make the fire. Does the tail glow? Yes, at the very end it does. Shadow on the body is way too dark. Way too dark. Right. Was gonna start the rigging, but I guess I'll just keep going with this right now. Do the rigging in a little while. And tongue is this color. Bam. All right, so now for our, this will be our tongue shadow. Teeth upper. All right. Then teeth lower. And the tongue. This one will be the mouth cavity. Grow it. Move it down. You know what? For this one, I'm actually going to duplicate this whole thing. Get rid of the mouth cavity here. Get rid of the other ones on this. And just drop this into the mouth. Yeah. I think that's the only way to do this right, or easily. We didn't start the fire. All right. Save. Hello, Drema. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. I'm doing good. I have to wait for this to load. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We're making our way through some initial texturing and setup for this guy. But this is Lorian here. This is the avatar, current avatar I'm working on. He's coming out super well. Very pleased. It's the only one available, lol. Which one? The Avatar Verse or Avatar Nexus? Avatar Universes. Not bad, not bad. Magician. Yeah, it's like a Jinn imp kind of character. So he's made out of magic. Made out of magic. According to his lore. I like it. Well, thank you. Thank you. What about you? I've been doing any 3D modeling lately? Sam is a magician. He made this with magic. Whoa. Oh, check this shit out. Magic. The teeth shouldn't have glitter anymore. Mask A. No, I need another mask. So this will be mask B. And it'll just be the eyelashes and stuff. So we got that, and we got the mouth. The mouth. Oh, crap, I want it the other way. I want this black and this white. Like this. Yes. Okay, perfect. Then eyelashes this way. Boom. Save. Export again. Wait, but then I still have to put the texture in the mask. Well, there, I'll fix now. Scale with lighting. Interesting. I don't know what that means. But he actually has transparency. It's a little hard to see, but you can kind of make out the hair shadow here. So he actually is translucent, which is fun. Like you can see the it's like gooey. Gooey. All right. That looks good. We're getting close to done. Close to done. Hello, do you think the details are too subtle to see from a distance? Some of them absolutely will be very hard to see from a distance. But I think that's kind of the fun part about VR, is that a lot of times you're looking at people from pretty up close. That's more of a issue with headsets. Let me put it that way. Avatar versus VR. I like that. Maybe try to think of another good one. Oops. All right, yeah, glad I'm standing. Like at some point, we won't have to worry about that as much, but definitely right now with the current level of tech hardware. I've heard really good things about Quest 3, and that's probably, I think I'm going to try to hold out for one more generation of headset and then get whatever that, like the Quest 4 is. Because at that point, it better fucking have face and eye tracking. Or the next Quest Pro, if they... Anyway. Because I'm ready. I'm ready to work completely in VR. It doesn't only have to be VR though on these characters. So IDK. Gotcha. I think you may want to consider starting with a niche, because if you start trying to compete with the biggest markets, I think focusing on just avatars might give you a leg up in the long run. I'm holding out for a new Valve headset. Exactly. Steam Deck on my face. Get that Steam Deck on my face. All right. Focusing on just VR chat avatars. Gotcha. Oh. Where did I put this thing? There we go. Pauldron bands. So we'll add an anchor point. And right on top of this, we'll make an anchor shadow point template. It's a good idea. I like it, Sam. Absolutely. Although I'm still rocking an OG Vive headset. It's pretty dated now. Quest 3 is looking tempting. Yeah. I do have to say that wearing a headset without wires is a magical feeling. I have a Vive. I even had access to an Index, but I just didn't want to have to deal with the wires, so I didn't really use it per se. I want to go the other way, or I want to swap this with an outline. Nice. That looks pretty good. Excuse me. VRChat Nexus or VRChat Verse? I would say Verse summons the idea in my mind a little quicker that you're like selling things, or I can find things related to what I want. Just my guess, though. Just a gut feeling. You could also try A/B testing with some ads, but I'm not sure how tempted you are. You can always make more websites or change the name of your website. Worst case scenario. Gosh, darn it. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom. Really doesn't look that different. I think on this one we do have to have some sort of color in order to separate it visually. Loading, 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 loading. I'm going to answer a lot of questions you ask Google about VRChat. A lot of Reddit questions. I'm going to link to your YouTube videos as reference to some questions as well as promote. I appreciate that. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. I'm interested to see how that plays out. Then I am going to create a gradient shadow template. And this is going to be for what we're going to start with. The pauldron. Sorry, I always drag out that one. Can I delete this? Yeah, I just want this one here. The gradient shadow template. Just set it and forget it, Sam. Set it and forget it. Interesting. It's right here. I guess I can do this and then adjust the balance to like halfway. Oh, I should turn this shit off. Bam, there we go. Much cleaner. I always forget about that stuff. Oh well. We'll call this pauldron lower. guess I should switch it to this one. No, that's right. Yeah, for this one, it makes sense. Looking forward to getting my run in today. Did not run over the weekend. I needed to. There we go. Nice shadows on the inside now. Feels a lot better. Nice to get some shadowing on the edge of this and below the pants. So, duplicate this one. Find our sash. Got 2 sashes. Oh, didn't know you ran. Do you help? Like it feels a lot. Absolutely. Do I feel like it helps a lot? 100%. If I could give my past self any piece of advice, it would be to do cardio every day or every other day. Yeah, like I am 100% of the mind nowadays that your anything you want, there's like some first order things to focus on when it comes to wanting to do anything, and your physical health comes before pretty much everything else. Because I think a lot of people say this quote like, "Oh, time is the most valuable resource." That's actually not true, because if you're not healthy or you don't feel that you're healthy, then you could have infinite amount of time and not take advantage of it at all because you're not healthy. You don't have that ability. And then the converse is true too, or inverse is true too, where if you exercise enough, then the things you do become easier. I firmly believe that exercising makes the things you want to do easier to do. Anyway, I could rant more about that. If you have any other questions, I'd be happy to ask, but I'll let kind of feel that out because I can rant about it. Trust me. I can rant. Pretty out of shape. I could use a regiment. Okay, heck yeah. I think for me, I don't really have a regimen as much as just going that I just want to do this. For me, it's just about the schedule. Like 30 minutes every day if I can. If not, every other day. And then just like trying to avoid junk food. I still eat a lot of junk food, if I'm being honest, cake and shit, but sugar is really the thing you really want to avoid just because it messed you up. I had stage 2 malignant cancer at 29 years old. My goodness. I sectioned my intestines removed and I'm 36 now, Sam. I need to go get a checkup though. Well, dang, that is rough. That is definitely a lot to deal with. Well, wishing you steady health. But I love sugar. And sugar loves you. I don't eat junk food anymore. Good. Good. Do you guys see what made a difference that made right there? Bam. So beautiful. Sounds like a life changer. Yeah, that's definitely life changing. Well, I wish you well, Frofer. I definitely, maybe I'll try to get like a. I'm sitting back down now. Just stood up, but I'm sitting back down. I'm lazy. I don't want to stand anymore. Um, Starting some sort of. There's a lot of VR chat fitness groups actually, which is kind of cool. Um, Personally, I don't like working out with a headset. But I see the appeal. The community really helps. Like I think a lot of my ability stems from living with my brother. And just like seeing him work out makes me want to work out, and it does help. Um, so perhaps there's like a gym you might be interested going to or something that would kind of give you what you're looking for there. But if not, definitely find an online group also helps. If you'd prefer not to do in-person gyms. What are those? Don't know about the headset from getting sweat all over it. I do play a lot of like shooters and and Beat Saber and stuff. So it's like I say that, but I also clearly don't mind if it's something I'm having a lot of fun with. It's like, oh yeah, for that I don't care as much, I'll just go with it. There we go. That looks better. Bada boom. Bada bada. You need to stop drinking Red Bull though, Lamel, especially with a cord. uh, I love Red Bulls. Holy shit. That was one of the things I really had to wean off of. Which is funny because now I'm like drinking a bunch of caffeine at the same time. So it's like, did I really escape my caffeine addiction? I did not. Oh no way, I did not. Yeah, the tropical Red Bulls. I love this. It can't be good for my blood pressure though. Very cool. Might be a little bit too dark. I don't know. Sometimes you need that contrast with these avatars because they just get blown out. Man, if energy drinks weren't so expensive, I'd probably be all over them. Probably buy all the like things that actually give you that energy. This character's looking so heckin' cool. Thank you, Namorous. Thank you. Looks just like the ref. Thanks. Yeah, I was kind of curious because I wanted to keep it stylized, but then push those up close details, miniature details, miniature. Has anyone here ever listen to Mark and Brian? I mean, most of you are in Europe, so probably not. So good though. Say leather. Don't think so. Old Yeller. It's so good. Like a regular Red Bull. How dare you? You crossed the line just now. You crossed the line. No, I'm just kidding. Never tried the others, so don't judge me. I really like the lemon. You know, the regular one's just fine too. That one, I will absolutely drink one of those. But I do really like the tropical ones. They're just extremely sugary, basically. That's why I like them. It's a bunch of sugar. Can't go wrong. Okay, save that. And we probably also want one on those, so we'll say anklet, anklet. All right. You know what? For the pants, I can actually do one more. This one can be this guy. Bad. There we go. Didn't know you could do that. How are you editing the textures in Unity? So this is Substance Painter. The program I'm in right now is called Substance Painter. And it's a fantastic program. But I'm making the textures in here, and then I'm exporting them into Unity. Yeah. Yeah, and then once I have the textures in a folder, I can use them in Unity or Blender and stuff. But so the Substance Painter just exports these textures, and then I can pull them into programs as I need them. Did I straighten this one out? No, I didn't. It's on its own thing. right here. This is the thing. This is the thing. I would like this. This thing. I did make a gold mask, so we'll make another layer above it. Which I'll call bracer gold indent. Huh. Got the masks. Gotcha. So this is what I'm looking at from here, from the gold mask. Really? I'm a little confused. Ah, I see. It's because it is working. I just had it off. No, I should see something there. Okay, so that's not working. What about the metal? Or this breastplate? Is that? Okay, that's its own thing. All right, so I can add an anchor point here, then take the bracer, move it up here, and we'll use the breastplate mask. And that will let me use my bevel, which will actually use a mask outline. True, both. Inverse subtract. Or no, just normal. All right. That way we've got this taken care of. Turn down that roughness to help pop it out. Honestly, we do need an edge around the whole thing, so we'll make one more template, which we'll just call bracer. And then and this will target this. Okay, so now we have this bracer layer. Get rid of that. And then inside of here, we want just another bevel. And we'll set it to subtract. And just copy these values here. Cool. And then a levels. And I think a blur. Maybe. Me. I think just the levels is fine. Excuse me. Well, that must be the mat cap breaking. Why is it gold now? Why is it gold? Pants should not be gold. That. Not that. Definitely this. It's the first mask I have in here. Because I changed the tolerance of the gold mask. So I have to go to things like the pants, turn this on, set it to 0, and leather. Rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat. And the hat. I wonder what I changed that caused that. But whatever. A lot of moving parts right now. Dagger. Hello, Zoom. Welcome. So the black and white here is a mask that I'm using to create this gold effect. So you can see it on the pants, but I don't want it on the pants. I just want it on the gold, actual gold elements. So it's basically my selection. Like only be on that. I now own VR Chatverse. Exciting. Correct, yeah. The Substance and Photoshop are quite similar overall. Should be good. Oh, and then the dagger. But not all of the dagger, just some of the dagger. Okay, we did it. Sorry, that was loud. Bam, bam. All right, much better. Much, much better. Oh yeah, and Zoom, since you're here, he's got the effect of you can see things through him. There's a limit to how far that works because it can't be infinite. Otherwise you'll see things really far away. But now, in fact, it actually moves. Let me go into play mode really quick. It's already looking so awesome. Thank you. Good. Yeah, so you can see this kind of stuff moving. Also, the gems kind of do that too. The gem are too strong right now. Ignore how intense those look. They should look more like this. But they've also got some magic stuff going on. Yeah, so when people touch you, you'll be able to see their fingers inside of you. Sorry. Yeah, anyway, so he's got some transparency and the glitter has depth. It's a little hard. It's a little easier to see in some spots, but it does look like he's got space in him. Might have to play with that effect a little bit more, but yeah, he's looking good. It's looking good. We got the hair today, so he's got some hair details. More to do though. Always more. Always more. All right, let's look at the paper for a little bit. Want something like that. We'll go do one more pass with the ambient occlusion to get those details. So we'll actually duplicate this one, switch it to just ambient occlusion, and just dark. Push the balance a little bit further back, even more. Like that. Paper micro details. Are the runes and the touch effects still on the to-do? Or do those affect the rating too much? Oh no, the runes are definitely on their way. Ooh, yeah, so they're in the decal stage. So we can add them at pretty much any point. We just have to do a little extra UV mapping and we can start targeting sections of the body to add these runes to. Nice. I think that looks pretty good. Some nice paper. We will want to create a ink one as well. Yeah. And we'll create a fill. Black. Make this black actually. Add a square. Something like that. Set it to cylindrical. Right about there. Cool. Now we can add some stuff. Neat. And the particle effect for touching his skin. Well, we once spoke of the energy shield, for example. I feel that might be quite a heavy system. Or VR chat now. So right now, when he's translucent, so you will see things enter him as they touch. For the touch effects, so that is depth effects. Oh, the body. Right. Here, depth effects. So this should be pretty similar. Right now it just doesn't glow. So that makes sense. But it's pretty close to what it'll look like. So like actually, let's just make an example. I'm going to make a cube. Oops. God damn it, why did it lock? Gosh, dang it. So, put it right here. You can see that we get this effect around it. But I can also have it so that it... So, oh, sorry, a particle effect for touching his skin. A particle effect we can't really do. We can make it look like his skin's getting touched, but to spawn a particle effect, like a spawn particles, that would be really tricky. But for the shader side of things, for it looking like he's getting touched, this is the depth effects is for here. So we can kind of, right now it's on multiply, but we can also switch it to add. And then like adjust it so that the things beneath his skin we can't quite see. That makes sense. So 0.01 or maybe 0.8. How do I do this? 0.08. 0. Negative 0.1. Negative 0.2. So it's a little bit hard to get it to look exact, but it will look like things are touching him. You need colliders on the whole body for that. Yeah, that would get challenging. Kind of confused by the min and the max here. Also the alpha. Maybe this doesn't work without him being transparent. So this section probably doesn't do anything. Yeah. So that's what I figured would look like a good effect for him being touched. Something dark so you can see through him. 0, 1. There we go. Fair. I like the way it looks inside him already. I just remember that demo video you sent me way back. But I already guessed that would be a heavy one. Really nice way of doing it too. Let me double check. If you have that video on hand, can you send it to me again? Just want to make sure we're on the same page. Or is it in our history in Zoom? And going back. Trying to find again. I'm going through our history. I don't see a specific video. Perhaps we sent it through something else. That may have been through another means. But anyway, no worries on it if you don't have it on hand. But there is also a few other things. So we have depth bulge. Interesting. But that's tough because I guess it triggers for anything that's called proximity wise. Wild. Say 0. Body. Oh, excuse me. Interesting. Cool. So now he squishes. Squish, squish, squish. I don't want him to go the other way, though. Negative 0.01. And then we'll use the same mask as our... Is that the mask? That's the clothing. I want the body. Mask A for the body should be correct. Yeah.
In this video, we'll use shaded graph to create a cool looking force field.
Yes.
At the end, you should have something that looks like this. I'm sure Winston would be proud. Notice how the effect takes advantage of a new node called
So that
CDEP
is what we're
to show where it
using
intersects with other objects. This
right here to create this depth here. Maybe we need smaller values and just keep it closer to the edge. Try to make it match a little bit better. So depth effects. We'll remove the depth texture for now. So it's just this glow. And then we have minimum depth, I'm assuming. Should be more fall off. That'd be nice. Yeah, not sure what the alpha's doing. You make that cube transparent. I'm curious how the effect looks with cube there. I'm pretty sure it just defaults to, it would see, this would be transparent and this would be like, you would just see the intersection. But let's see. Let us see. Set this to transparent. Ooh, it just doesn't even use it. Interesting. What about cutout? I mean, cutout's the same. This other stuff. Well, it does look a little different. Maybe not. Okay, yeah. So I want to decrease this distance here from the start to the end of the gradient. So I look at the body. The minimum depth should be like 0.01. Yes. Okay, there we go. That's what we're looking for. Something like that. Okay. So that's going to get you kind of the touch effect that would match what we're seeing in the video. Zoom. So you can like see it intersect, but it's just, it's not quite reality, so it may not behave in like the exact same ways, but yeah. Could a glow effect be added? This is basically as soft as it'll look. We can change how it blends though. We have first of all, we have the color, so we can change it to whatever color we want. Oh wait, that looks cool. But yeah, so we can change the color. I'm gonna turn off the bulge because I don't think that's gonna work well. Just gonna get rid of that. So we get our clean set. Very cool looking. I mean, it might be kind of nice. Just have to limit what can be affected by that. Thank you, Frofador. It's not going to work for everything. And that's really just a limit of Unity. But it will work for most things. Transparent things, no. Solid things, yes. But yeah, that way you should see, you know, poke it, you'll see your finger go in. And then I can also, excuse me, we can add a texture to it. I thought it was 100% the object I was seeing, but it's its own thing. Looks good. Okay, yeah, perfect. Perfect. But if you want some sort of pattern, what did I use? Noise? Yeah. So we can have some sort of noise effect if you'd like. It'd be nice if that had some fall off. But I think it does look pretty good just on its own. I can make that just a little bit darker so it's clearer that it's pushing into the body. Maybe that looks a little bit nicer. That way it's not like so one-to-one. Kind of make that a little dimmer. I think it becomes quite clear that it's actually inside the body. Gooey. Squish. Squish. Cool. But it doesn't do it on the face. Because as it turns out, you could see the eyeballs with this on. So I did limit its effect on the face because it doesn't work as well with we just have to be careful of the eyeballs. But everything else it works quite well on. Now understand what I'm seeing. I see I've been preaching to the choir. What you said works best. Yeah, no worries. I mean, that is the tricky part about video games. Like, the context of it changes your perception of it. It's like when you can like switch an optical illusion, you know? Do really love how he's looking though. All right, let's take a look at some of this paper up close in Unity. You. Too bad it won't be on his face, but honestly, good thing. They can poke my belly, but it's probably better not to make it fun to poke at my face. I can limit it now that I think about it. I could make it so it's just less of an effect, but it does make it so that it's yeah. Anyway, we could play around with it a little bit, see how it works. But I think the eye, it's just the eyes are we just have to play around that. So I think it could be doable. I just play with it a little bit more. You can see where it cuts through the hat though, which is kind of a fun thing. Zoom, zoom. Cool. That kind of works well with what we have. And where the hair kind of pokes through. It's looking stunning already, that's for sure. Oh, thank you. It's kind of cool that you can see the hair through it. I like that. Just takes a little bit to notice. All right. It is 5. So I think this is a good point for me to end it. We're pretty close to getting most of the texturing done. I have a feeling there will just be a few things that we work on and off till we're actually done with the character. But we're at a very good stopping point. Tomorrow when we get back in the morning, we will make the scroll text. I'm imagining we'll have like a little pattern, just some like implied writing or something on the kind of poking out. Not like this big black line. Something a little subtler. Do some texturing on here. Then we'll be pretty close to done. Then we're just going to be rigging. So many technical things going on here. My favorite. My favorite technical things. Getting lost in the process. Lost in the sauce. The process. Process. All right. All right, everyone. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. I looked right at the light. There's the webcam. Thank you all for hanging out. I will be back tomorrow, of course, and we'll be getting into it with some other projects. We'll be doing a little more. It is midnight. Time for sleep. Amazing work again, Sam. Until tomorrow. Sounds good, Zoom. See you tomorrow. Get some good rest. And same with everyone else. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon. And I'll see you all very soon. Again, if you haven't yet, hit that follow and subscribe. If you like VR Chat avatars, have a good one. Same to you, Frofitar. Thanks for coming by. I hope you have an amazing day yourself. Good luck with your projects. Definitely feel free to share any work if you're at a good point for it. Yeah, I'll see you all soon, everyone. Anyone lurking, much love to you. See you tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Bye.